Howdy, Kyle Chambers here with Texas Quality Assurance. Today we're talking about TQA Cloud version 4. In specific, we're going to go into detail about our corrective action process and how we can help you stay on top of those issues and ensure that you get the work completed efficiently, effectively, with all the required sign-offs. So let's jump right into it. First, we'll go into our QMS management. From here, we will select corrective actions from the left-hand navigation. We'll open this up. Here you'll see a grid showing all of the available corrective actions that we have to us at the moment. In fact, we can sort them by their status. So from here, we'll go ahead and just take a look at the complete effectiveness demonstrated, where it's been fully completed. Let me go through first a few of the statuses that we have here. So we start off with all of the corrective actions in the open status, which is where we started here. Then we also have complete pending effectiveness, and we have complete effectiveness demonstrated. And you'll see how that works here in just a moment. So let's open up one of our cars. So in this car, you'll see that it is a web form. It is printer friendly. It is mobile friendly. It allows your user to engage and interact very easily. On top of it, when we deploy a system, we generally do perform some customizations to these forms to ensure that they better mirror what you're looking for and maybe the form that you've been using for years on hand. So I'll show you a few details here. First, we've got our basic details. We identify the type of corrective action. The corrective action number is automatically assigned. No need for you to worry about what the last number used was. The system handles that for you in the background. Apparently this was a customer corrective action. We have the project that it's assigned to. And on top of that, we have our defect codes. So we can actually change the defect code here, and it is a cascading drop-down. So as we change the Tier 1 defect code, our available Tier 2 codes changes along with it. From here, we can identify the required due date, and we can identify the date that the corrective action was taken. Further, we have placed to identify the root cause. Should you utilize additional root cause methods, such as 5 whys, maybe an Ishikawa fishbone diagram, we have modules available to add in as well so that you can utilize those tools and record that data a little more clearly and explicitly. From there, we have our preventive action details. What were the steps that we took to ensure that this did not occur again? And what was the date of that preventative action? Then we move on into the QA management side. Here, this is one of the things that we do to try to ensure that we integrate risk at all levels of the organization. So let me show you. At the level of the nonconformity, when the nonconformity that led to this corrective action was identified, we're going to identify the risk. So it's based on the severity, the occurrence, and the detection, the same as the FEMA is. So we identify our pre-mitigation risk. Then we go through, we conduct the evaluation of effectiveness to verify how well this actually worked for us, and then we reassess the risk, and we come up with a post-mitigation risk. And what we find that a lot of our clients like to do is they like to take this data and pull it into the management review. But instead of looking at the car that was the biggest issue, or maybe in addition to looking at a car that was the biggest issue, we take a look at the cars that had the lowest delta, the lowest change in RPN, because these are corrective actions that might merit additional review at the management level. So while this should not be the only tool you have for risk management in your organization, it without a doubt ensures that you can fully integrate risk at multiple levels of your organization with little effort and with virtually no change to how you operate. So it's a wonderful, wonderful solution. Furthermore, the supervisor sign-offs, once everything is signed off, the evaluation of effectiveness is completed, then the system automatically changes the status for you to be complete effectiveness demonstrated. This way we don't have any accidental clicks and changing the status without getting all of the appropriate documentation. On top of that, should you need to attach additional files, we have the drop downs here where we could add additional data should we choose to attach a new file to the pre-mitigation evidence, and then we can attach the post-mitigation evidence to it as well. Now, you've probably been seeing this right here, follow-up comments. What's the deal with follow-up comments? Well, follow-up comments is one of my personal favorite features. Follow-up comments, anytime a change is made to follow-up comments here, an email is automatically generated to go to the responsible person. The email will include all of the data and the basic details. And the email will also include a hyperlink that will take them directly to edit this form. I'd like to note while we're talking about that, when a corrective action is created, when a corrective action is due soon, meaning it's due within 7 days, when a corrective action is overdue, a similar email is sent out so that we can stay on top of the tasks without having to daily check everything ourselves. For the management team out there, I'd like to note that we do have a separate list in the system where you can attach your name to receive an email every time there's an overdue, to where you can attach your name to receive an email every time there's a due soon, or when a new corrective action is issued, to prevent a lot of the problems with distribution groups and access to these. It's all made a clean, simple interface. The last thing I want to show you here is we also have a printer-friendly view. Because let's face it, you don't always want to show your risk details when you're turning a corrective action over to your customer. So sometimes you just want to show the basic details of the corrective action. So here we have the printer-friendly view, where you can see a lot of the management information is hidden from view. This, of course, again, like I say, prints quite nicely, so we can actually see what the printed version would look like here. And again, this is very similar to any other report that you might submit to your supplier or your customer or your management team. So through the use of the corrective action form, the grid, the workflows for notification, you'll find that everyone stays up to date at all times with absolute minimal effort on your part and the part of your employees. If you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to let us know. You can find us at www.texasqa.com. Thank you.